I guess Aaron's going to be on days for a few more weeks.
Yeah.
He said that they're because of all the things that are going on right now. Boy, they had like 6 people freaking walk out yesterday.
Well, after what you told me, I don't think I could blame them.
Yeah, they told him they were going to be working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week on the line that he was on because they're so far behind. 6 people just see you, gotta go.
Right.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, no breaks and stuff. I think I'd walk out too. There got to be something better somewhere.
Shit.
At least they walked off instead of turning them in.
Yeah.
I'm quite sure that that's not quite right. Didn't you say they wouldn't even get lunch, right? Something like that?
No, they got lunch. They got lunch. They just weren't going to get any breaks.
Wow, on a 12-hour shift. Whoa.
Okay, when you told me HDMI is what you can get the 144 hertz out of, right?
Only if you have the latest edition of HDMI. What do they call that? Standard
2.0.
HDMI you can. I think, but you can get more. But you can't get a 144. I think you can get 120 or more. You can get more than 60 through it. But I'm sure it won't do 144.
Okay, but you can't get it out of DisplayPort, correct?
You can? Is that what you said? I'm sorry.
You cannot get it out of DisplayPort.
144, that's what DisplayPort's for. That's the fastest port there is.
Okay, well then I could run all 3 of these monitors on DisplayPort because I have 3 DisplayPort plugins in the back of this graphics card.
Yeah, DVI and HDMI will not support 144, but DisplayPort is the best. That's what I have all mine plugged into. But then if you have, I'm trying to dig up one of my boxes here because they came out with a new. Let's see, where is it? They came out with a new HDMI that will let you have more. I don't remember what they call it. I don't think it would just be right here on the outside of the box. So yeah, there is a new HDMI that will let you get more. I'm just not exactly sure how much. Your card is probably right there where it could or could not have it.
Yeah, it has HDMI 2.0.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah, I think that's what it. Because see, the old one was 1.4.
That one will let you get. Will let you get more than 60 hertz. I'm not sure how far up it'll go. But if you got DisplayPort, there ain't no sense to plug into HDMI.
No, I know. It said bandwidth. Let's see, 4K at 50 to 60. At 50 to 60, whatever that means. That must be frames per second.
Yeah, Yeah, that or hertz.
2160p, which is 4 times the clarity of 1080p 60 frames a second video resolution. Doesn't say anything about hertz though. Okay, here's the FAQ on it. But I'm with you on that. Okay, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'll put all 3 of mine on that. I want to try that 144 hertz. I mean, I paid that for these freaking monitors. Why not have it? You know.
Yep.
That's why I bought them.
Right.
You know.
Yep.
So I mean, it's got a DVI port, 1 HDMI 2.0, and 3 DisplayPort 1.2.
That's why it has those 3 display ports, so you can get that speed that you're looking for.
Right. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Oh, shit. I slept like a freaking rock last night, but well, I was in a weird ass mood last night. I don't know what the hell. I guess because I just busted my ass, or well, did too much yesterday, not busted my ass. At the end of that broadcast, I never even talked to the top 3.
Really?
Yeah. I just said, all right, here's a rundown. Good night, y'all.
Wow.
And you know what? I shut my freaking computer off and I went to bed.
Wow.
Just freaking. Whew. I was done.
Hey, I know how that goes. I don't want to say I slept in because I kept waking up, but I stayed in bed until like 5:40. 40 minutes longer than normal, but I kept waking up, so.
Johnny Smith must have got my PM.
Yeah, I did.
I was just joking around.
You're killing me, Rudy. You're killing me. It's too early in the morning for this shit.
What? No, I was joking around.
I was supposed to do that last night, and I fucking forgot about it. I got playing something with Sean on the computer and totally forgot.
Oh, wow.
I'm running around this morning trying to remember everything Carrie and Sean want me to put in the damn letter.
Huh.
Tonight might be my last race.
Why's that?
I might have a job working nights.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I don't know, I gotta go down today and get all the info. And drug test if I want it.
You big druggie, you probably won't pass that.
Well, past that, but I'm doing alcohol, I'm fucked.
You know, there is some companies that do.
Oh, I know. This one doesn't, though. I've worked there before. I don't like it, but it's a job.
I mean, you know, you're kind of protected under law from that, you know, but all they got to do is say, well, we'll call you, and they just don't call you.
Yep.
You know, so that kind of covers their ass, but because there's no law that says that they you know, don't have to hire you, can't hire, decide not to hire you because you've been drinking, you know.
Right.
There is some companies that do. I know MTech did actually, where I used to work, did actually switch over to that, and it was right around, I think it was just before I left, or about a year before I left, they were switching over. They, you know, if you come in there and you were still had alcohol in your system, and it showed up in the drug test, they probably wouldn't hire you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a couple of places I worked at did random tests because everybody walking with liquor or something on their breath.
Uh-huh. I was a supervisor down there. They had pulled a surprise drug test on my whole shift. We all had to go into my office and sit, okay, and they took one at a time.
Yep.
And they had to piss with the door open, okay, so they couldn't have pack and piss on them somewhere. And I lost 5 of my best workers that night.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, 4. Okay. 3 of them failed a drug test. 1 refused the drug test. So if you refuse it, they just tell you, well, you don't work here. Okay. And another one was just about ready to go have the drug test. He had a freaking heart attack. No shit.
Whoa.
The big one, dude. Yeah.
Wow.
The big one. I mean, he was laying on the freaking bench in the men's locker room, and I mean, the freaking sweat was rolling off of him. And he went out. They used the freaking paddles on him.
Wow.
Yep. And needless to say, he didn't come back. So I lost 5 of my freaking best work. He was a tow motor driver, and he was damn good too. I lost 5 of my best workers that night. Damn. It was like, you gotta be freaking shitting me. I had to be tested too,
Yep.
And I was like, I was scratching my freaking head trying to figure out, now what? How am I going to run all these machines missing 5 people?
Run,
Yeah,
Forrest, run.
Yeah.
Shit.
The one place I used to work at, if they ever did it there, the whole freaking factory gets shut down because they drink on lunch in the parking lot.
Oh my God.
Used to walk out and fucking there'd be fucking people sitting in the car drinking and like, really, guys?
Wow.
I worked at Demmer Corporation, and they made tank parts for General Dynamics, and I remember working down what they called the pit, setting a die, and I look over and the 2 guys that ran the brake press, they were doing floor plates for tanks, and these floor plates are like, well, I don't know, 3 inches thick and the length of a tank, and they're putting them in a brake press, taking the bends out of them. And I'm watching them because I thought it was kind of cool. And pretty soon the one walks over to the wall, pulls a damn 5th of Kessler's out, takes the slug off it, puts it back, goes back to work. 10 minutes later, the other guys, they sat there all day long sucking out of that 5th. I'm telling you, kind of scary.
Mm-hmm.
That floor plate come out of one of those clamps, you're dead.
Damn.
I saw all the time. That place was full of that stuff. You'd go up in the locker room, people be drinking. Pretty scary. But they lived up to what I was seeing too. I was there 11 months, and 3 major accidents.
Wow.
Yeah. After I quit, I walked out of the place because they were getting ready to fire me. That's how they do. I knew what was coming. And but after I walked out of the place, this place was so laid back. If you put on work clothes and stuffed a couple of red rags in your belt loops, you could walk right in there. You could walk right in there and start running a job if you knew how. And they wouldn't know any different.
Yeah, I work here. How you doing?
Yep. I kind of enjoyed it because I had a couple of good friends, and I would do that. I'd just throw on my work clothes, a pair of safety glasses, stuff a couple of rags in my belt loops, and walk in and go see Aaron, the fork truck repair guy, and Loopy, the guy that drove fork truck. We were pretty good buds. He'd say, "What are you doing here?" I said, "Come see you." He said, "Well, don't let him catch you." I said, "I walked right by the boss." He didn't know. He just laughed. That was one of my favorite jobs, man. I worked 68 to 82 hours a week there.
Oh my God. Now the one, she really surprised me. She was a young girl. She had a kid too, and it was one of my guys. He was a brake reliever, and he, mixed resin, and he did a bunch of odds and ends stuff. Ordered stuff when I needed it. It was his niece, and he was even shocked. She failed the freaking drug test.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Hate when that happens.
Yeah, he was even shocked. And I talked to him later. Malcolm was his name. I said, "Damn, Malcolm, God, that was your freaking niece and she failed a drug test." And he goes, "I know, I'm freaking in shock." I'll tell you what, he would have failed the alcohol test. Son of a bitch, and he'd get off work and he would be freaking hammered, sleep till it's time to get up and go to work the next day.
Wow.
God.
Yeah, I had a guy that I used to work with on the press line. They did extruding aluminum and shit, and he'd come in so drunk, and you could just see it in his face that he was so drunk. But by the end of the day, it was like fucking over 100 degrees in there every day. He was sober pretty damn quick.
Mm-hmm.
But still, I mean, it's just like he went to his house because I traded him a truck for a snowmobile, and he's drunk 24/7. I mean, he was in the middle of the road trying to move traffic around when traffic didn't need to be told where to go. He's hammered in the middle. "Yeah, you gotta come over here. You go by this way." I'm like, dude, it's fine. It's a 2-lane road. I'm on the side of the road. Nobody's gotta move. We're in the middle of nowhere. Relax. Next day he gets up and goes, "Did you leave me the keys to that truck?" "Yeah, they were in the ignition." "Oh, I didn't look there." "Well, you were pretty fucking drunk last night."
Damn.
That's something I never had to do as a drug test. But if they ever made me piss, boy, it'd probably just come out looking like THC. Not kidding you. I used to consume mass quantities. Never at work, though. I never really liked to be like that at work. Too many ways to die.
Well, hey, you were feeling pretty rough there yesterday. That'd have been a good day for you to do a little.
Yeah, no, I have none. It's all gone. Don't know anyone here, so
That'd have been a good day for it, though.
you know it.
Oh, how many laps is tonight's race?
133. Supposed to be,
but I don't want to. Jesus Christ, leave Sean off his leash for a week and everything goes haywire on the website.
Yep.
Oh my God. Yeah, I was up till, I think it was about 12:30, 1 o'clock with Sean playing Battlefield, and I'm like, man, we gotta get off of here and we gotta get writing this thing I gotta write this thing for Max Velocity. He goes, "Oh, one more game. So we started playing one more game. My goddamn girlfriend just shows up randomly.
Boy.
I'm like, well, I guess I ain't writing anything tonight. I got better things to do, literally. Gotta go. And then I woke her up at 6 o'clock this morning. I'm like, you better get your ass home, and I got shit to do. Go get those kiddos on the bus. Bought a fucking crotch rocket last night.
Crotch rocket?
Yep, she bought a motorcycle. She's been riding in a motorcycle group for a while now. And she's been wanting her own bike. My girlfriend is just one of them people who doesn't want to ride. She wants to be the one driving. She doesn't want to be the rider, she wants to be driving. And she showed up last night and she goes, I gotta show you something. I go, you bought a fucking crotch rock. It's only a $250. You bought a crotch rock. Why?
Damn.